does not matter who's sitting in the speaker's seat or who's got the majority. We keep doing the same stupid stuff.
That's Republican Congressman Chip Roy talking about a potential deal on the border between Senate Democrat and Republicans. A number of Republicans in the House are not happy about it at all. The deal involves about $100 billion in spending on aid for Ukraine and Israel in return for taking meaningful steps to stop illegal immigrants at the border. Certainly not all the things Republicans want, but the White House appears ready to make changes to what we've been telling you about now for a long time, which is the rules around parole. And parole for asylum seekers is driving much of the illegal immigration. Sophia Cai is here, politics reporter for Axios. What I think is fascinating is how this issue is playing out, whether Republicans take this deal or not, in the presidential race in New Hampshire.
Absolutely. I mean, we're talking about Iowa, landlocked state, New Hampshire, not even close to the southern border. And you have candidates and their surrogates, including J.D. Vance, who's been stumping for Trump. I was just at one of his events. J.D. Vance was railing on Republicans in Congress for working with Democrats on an immigration deal.
J.D. Vance has been very outspoken about needing to secure the border. And look, Washington is about making compromises. Reasonable people can agree this does a lot to fix some of the problems at the border. It certainly doesn't go all the way. It certainly doesn't end asylum. It certainly doesn't bring back remain in Mexico, some of the things Republican wants. Why would Republicans be against a deal, any deal, that would help secure the border?
I think at this point in a presidential election, in part, it's a deal that would allow Democrats to help Ukraine. And I think, you know, the argument that Republicans are making in these early primary states is that we don't want to be about funding foreign wars. We want to be about the economy and all of these domestic issues. And so, you know, somebody like J.D. Vance, like Trump, who wants to, quote unquote, drain the swamp, anything that involves working with Democrats, they would be against.
Yeah, compromise is a dirty word, right? And we're seeing that play out in the House in terms of Marjorie Taylor Greene and others saying we don't want a deal because we think Trump's going to become president. And then we're going to get, in their words, a better deal. Lindsey Graham, the hawk of hawks, responded this way. Take a listen.
If you think you're going to get a better deal next time, in 25, if President Trump's president, Democrats will be expecting a pathway to citizenship for that.
We've been talking about that's sort of where this is headed, pathway of citizenship, amnesty in exchange for things. Help us understand, at some point, there's going to be an inflection point in this, especially among House Republicans. What is it?
So House Republicans are saying, we want more. We want more and more and more. Trump is encouraging House Republicans to continue to toe the line in terms of what they want. And Senate Republicans are saying, look, like this is as best as it will get. There's no path for citizenship for Dreamers. I mean, that's been something that Democrats first item on their priority list. Senate Republicans are reminding House Republicans that if you want any deal on immigration to secure the border, this is the time to say yes.
Now, look, it's one of those issues immigration has become, and you cover a lot of them, that it's a lot better as a campaign issue and as a wedge issue than it is as an issue that can be solved, even if it's solved imperfectly. We'll be talking about it this weekend. Sophia, always fun. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.